video. This is going to be our acquisition video covering the race cars that we picked up here in the last month or so. A lot of the stuff actually is off of eBay, as it turns out, and the rest of it is Hobby Japan stuff. Got a few things that I just happen to be in the right place at the right time as far as bidding on, and then well, everything else is just bought through the old Hobby Japan there. So again, over there. See you in a second. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for tuning in for another video. We have a whole bunch of new people, as we mentioned the other day in the stash report. And no, I don't sit here and just talk about models I bought. It just happens to be a really big backlog, and we're trying to clear it out. And then we'll be back to, just sort of the regular stuff that we do, where we talk about building stuff and don't actually get anything accomplished. This is really a filler kit. For some people who know me real well, and we talk online all the time, or there's a few people, of course, from online that we've met in real life and have developed friendships with. But for the people who know me real well online, that we talk every day or so, know that I've taken all of the decals that I have, a substantial amount of them, of course, and put them into a database, which allows me to, at least on the GT3 cars, see what I have decal-wise versus what I need on base kits. And so when I did that list, finally, something I've been meaning to do for a while, I realized that I was one 2012 BMW Z3 kit short of what I need. Now, I still need quite a few of the 2013, 2014, 2015 kits. I should say the 2014, 2015 kit. There was a 2013 kit. It's pretty much the same as the 2014 kit, but, that sort of covers the 2015 car, as well as there were no changes in the 2015 car from the 2014 car. Blah, 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 blah. If you really dig into these Z4s, there are pieces and parts that are different. The wheels change over time. The spoilers change over time. The front splitter changes over time. There's little pieces here and there that are different, that actually that they did upgrade the kit and make it at least somewhat accurate to the continuing evolution of the Z4 race car over its lifetime. Of course, now in 2016 they've moved on to the M6, which we should eventually get a kit of from what is it? New Hobby, and I'm trying to think of what that. I want to say Playmos, but it's Platts. Platts and New Hobby are doing that kit that we saw come out announcement-wise at the Shizuoka Hobby Show. So no new news on that as far as that goes, but hopefully that kit comes to fruition at some point. And like I said, anyway, this is just a blank because I have some decals that are specific to 2011. Some decals are very specific to 2012 because those two cars are somewhat different than the 13, 14, 15 cars. So again, just run out to purchase one. If you've never seen the side of one of these kits here, these are the decals that are included with the kit. If it'll focus, there it goes. They are kind of sort of similar to what the Schubert Racing team used, but that's not actually. This is just like a promotional set of decals, or this just says BMW like Z4 or something on the racing numbers, where it's not an actual or BMW Motorsports. It's not an actual real race car, but. You're not buying this for the decals. You're just buying it as a base kit for other aftermarket decals. So moving along to actual real things that are interesting. First up, we have this. So take it nice and easy because the kit itself is unwrapped in the box here. This is I don't want to say a rare kit because they're not rare. You can find them all over the place. Just how much you want to pay for one. But this is a first gen Honda NSX. I believe at this point this will be Japanese, what is it? Japanese Grand Touring Championship, I think is what this was called. It's a JGTC. What it was between the Japanese Touring Car Championship, the JTCC, and the Super GT series that we know today. This is a full detail kit, which is really cool about this. Unlike the other kit that I'm going to show you, the other NSX that's at the bottom of this pile, this one has a full engine, it's full detail, the whole 9 yards. It's not like the newer kits that Tamiya made that were curbside or that have that die-cast metal chassis in it for weight and stability. This is all plastic. They released this kit in particular in 1998. I want to say that there's 3 other versions of this as far as decal variations. There's three other NSX. This is obviously the Castrol Mugen car. There's also a Dome. There's a Mobile One, and I want to say an Epson sponsored car. The thing about these kits are, in addition to them being kind of hard to find because they were run once in 1998, and as far as I know, have never been reissued since then, is that because they were sort of such a limited little run of kits and they've never been reissued, maybe they'll get, everything seems to, surge in popularity, everything old is new again and all that stuff. Maybe somebody will come along, but there are no replacement decals for these first gen NSX kits. The decals in this are mint. I hope that they're going to be usable. This kit seems to have been stored extremely well and extremely well cared for in terms of what everything looks like. There's no smells, there's no odors. It's not nothing is yellowed. Nothing seems to have gotten wet. The guy who had this really took care of it. I wish he had left everything shrunk wrapped inside because the stuff rattles around in here, and these A pillars on the body are incredibly thin and fragile. And that's something else you have to look for when you buy these kits. If you can see the kit before you buy it, is check to make sure the roof is still attached, because these things have a real bad habit of having crushed roofs inside, and then you spend a lot of money on a kit you can't build. On the side here, you get a little bit of a picture of the real race car, maybe, which focuses. And then there's, typical Tamiya line drawing over here showing you the side profile. On this side, it's another picture of the actual car being raced, and then some line drawings of the front and rear profile. It's a very neat kit. Very happy to have it. I picked it up for like 20 bucks. It was one of those right place, right time eBay auctions, and I'm thrilled that the decals look like they're in good condition, because you have fears anytime you buy a Tamiya kit from the 90s as far as what the decals are going to look like, especially at this point. This is like an 18-year-old model kit. That was before they went to using cartographs, so the decals are already dubious to begin with. So I'm hoping that this is a serviceable model kit. It might go up the charts a little bit as far as priority goes, just because I don't want the decals to turn. They seem to be okay. Might as well get them on something before anything bad happens. This right here would be my other eBay purchase, I believe, out of this group. Yes. This was bought from Plaza Japan, which is Tokyo Hobby on eBay. And this, of course, is the Lexus SC Super GT car. Now, this is the sort of the modern Tamiya kit, as far as the fact that it has a die-cast, I don't know what's underneath the shadows there, it has a die-cast metal chassis pan that everything goes onto. Makes the car feel more substantial, gives it some heft, and of course it's probably cheaper than tooling up an actual chassis for this. This car does require you to do a mask. Half the car is red, half the car is sort of it's not really chrome in real life, but it's a very, very shiny silver. It's a sort of an argument of whether or not this actually has like a mist line here, or that's just the way the line drawing is, because I don't think there's a picture of the real car. Well, maybe there is. We'll spin it around here in a second. But this goes into my collection of Super GT cars. I have the Fooey. Can't think of the name of what the race team is now. The open interface. I have the open interface Tom's GT one, and actually at Hobby Link Japan right now I have the Mobile One version as well. So I have all of these now. There were 3 of them made, and yay, happy me. On the side here you go, some pictures of the real car. As you see here, it's very, very shiny silver, but it's not chrome. And then just some detail of what the Super GT cars look like. I always enjoy real pictures of real cars rather than line drawings. And then one more photo of the real car here. Trying to get the focus. It's not cooperating. And here you see the little die-cast pan that's on the underside of it here. Come on, stop focusing on that crap in the background. Oh, well. There's photo etch available for these, but they're not included. And the photo etch is actually specific to each one of the cars for some reason. I'm not sure why. The Super GT Acura NSX kits are the same way. Next up, from Hobby Link Japan, is this Tamiya kit here. It's a little smaller box. There we go. This is the Calsonic sponsored Nissan Skyline GTR R33. There are a couple of aftermarket decals for this kit, basically making the Calsonic race team for 2002, and that's pretty much it. This is not the R32 kit, the first gen GTR. There's a plethora of aftermarket decals for it. This one, as far as I've ever seen, is only really just the one. So it'll be built as you see it here. It'll be a Calsonic sponsored car. It's a curbside kit. The R32s, again, the first gen kits, are, because they're built sort of partially as a street car, or from the street car body anyway, you get the full engine. This is curbside. It is a little more detailed, I would say, than the curbside R33 V-Spec kit that's that is the street car. And here you get a little bit of some line drawings of the side and front profile, and then you just have the top profiles on this side. No real pictures of the real car here, but fits the slot there, as you would say. Right here you have the JGTC racing years. This is the R34 version of the Nissan GTR Skyline kit. This done as I was wondering about this the other day. If anybody knows, tell me in the comments. Is it Xnavi or would it be like Xnavi? Because, if you spell xenophobia, that's Xeno, and it's not exophobia. So is it xenophobe? Is it like Xnavi, like the X is a Z, or is it Xnavi just the way it looks? If anybody knows, let me know, because I realized I was pronouncing the Plymouth Volare wrong. Thanks for the guy who told me in the comments of the other video for the domestic kits that I was pronouncing it wrong. I honestly did not realize it was pronounced Volare. That is a kit car from right around the time I was born, and while I certainly appreciate the cars from when I was born a little bit better, the 77, 78 cars have a better front end than the 80 kit that Round 2 just reissued. I always pronounced it Volare. So it's Volare. It actually has a little thing on the E. I was watching some great old 1980s Dodge commercials, because we also got into a discussion of the soft Corinthian leather that was in the Chrysler Cordoba, which is always a good time watching Ricardo Montalban advertise show for Chrysler, because there's a great commercial on YouTube. Just look up Ricardo Montalban Chrysler, and there's one for him doing the Chrysler New Yorker, which was the early 90s one. I can't think what chassis designation it is on that, but it was the Chrysler Fifth Avenue, the Chrysler New Yorker, and there was also like a Dodge version of that car, and they were claiming that it has just as good, if not better, warranty than a Mercedes-Benz or a Rolls-Royce. But yeah, you know what? Neither one of those are a Chrysler product. So this car itself, getting back to the model kit, can be built one of two ways as far as livery goes. You have this Xnavi livery, and you have this modal pitwork livery. I actually have another one of these sitting over in Hobby Link Japan right now, because I sat here and the more I looked at it, the more I love this livery. I just love this red and silver. I actually bought another one so I can build it both ways. On this side here, you get a little picture of the real race car right there. And then a little line drawing of the side profile. All right, there. So, moving forward in time, now we're back into the Super GT years. This is the R35, quote unquote, because really Nissan doesn't call this new GTR the R35, just everybody else does, because it's the newest GTR. This is being just the Nissan GTR, Super GT car, sponsored, of course, here by Calsonic. This will be built just like you see it. There are no aftermarket decals that I'm aware of right now for the R35 cars. There may or may not have actually been a few. I have to look around. I think Shunko did a few sets, but they're not really easily available. Yeah, it is what it is. This is a curbside kit. The R34 obviously is a curbside kit. You get a little, line drawing side profile, front and rear on this side of the box. And then actually you get, again, a nice real picture of the real car over here. And then also made at the same time, obviously it's the same car, is the R35 GTR in, again, the Xnavi livery. A little bit, more modern version of it, but still the silver and red that just looks so good. This again, much like the R34 kit, can be built either with the Xnavi thing or the mobile thing. They've got an Autech sponsorship on it now. Again, I have another one coming, so I can build them both ways because, like I said, I just really love this livery package. And on this end of the box, again, we have the real thing on this side here. So that takes care of another Super GT kit. Staying in the Super GT, but just barely. I think this is right after we went from JGTC to Super GT as far as the naming goes. This is the Raybrake sponsored second gen Honda NSX. Again, we got the diecast panel over here, but our decals are now made by Cartograph. This is obviously now a curbside kit, as you know, there's obviously not going to be a motor in here. So again, first gen motor, second gen not. This one designated for winning round 5 of the 2005 Super GT series. This side here, you're going to get your line drawings of your side, front, and back. I like the fact this is the number 100 car. You just don't see, high car number liveries that often in other series. And then this right here is just a line drawing of what the roof of the car, the top of the car looks like. As we mentioned before, there is photo etch available for these NSXs, but they are specific to each kit, so make sure you know what you're buying if you have one. And then last but not least, and Patrick will, of course, our good friend Patrick Matai, go subscribe to him if you're not subscribed already, because his channel is usually good for a few Gundams and some cars and a good laugh here and there. This, he claims, is not a race car. I say it is because it's a R&D development mule from Ferrari. You cannot own a FXXK. You can simply drive one. It is in what effectively amounts to the world's largest, or not largest, but most expensive rental race car thing. They just basically tell you, hey, we're going to be here on this date. Do you want to drive your car or not? You can't register it. It's not street legal. I've seen some people take pictures with their car at their homes and stuff like that. But yeah, you don't get to keep it. There's no way at the end of the the production, or not production, the end of the development, they're going to go like, okay, guys, well, here's your VINs and have a good day. It's not going to work like that. So this is a race car. It has slicks, ergo, because race car. This, of course, is the brand new Tamiya FXXK. This is the racing version of the LaFerrari, for lack of a better term. This is, of course, the next in that racing development thing. You had the Enzo, and then you had the FXX, and then you had the LaFerrari, and now you have the FXXK. 154 parts. Every single thing about this opens, basically. You can choose to assemble it in a way that allows you to take the front and the rear panels off. The doors open anyway. The trunk opens anyway, but you can, like I said, not glue the front on if you want to display that part of the car. One of the biggest complaints you hear about this kit is the fact that the wiring loom, which is very, very prominent in pictures of the real car's engine, is not included in this for the hikers. The electric hybrid part of the car, because this is a hybrid electric gasoline race car, much like the 918, although the 918 obviously a street car, but it's also hybrid electric. Really, from knowing people who have built this and have built other Ferrari kits of this genre, it's the same sort of issues you always have to worry about. As far as the doors fitting and the trunk, basically the engine hatch really fitting correctly. So taking your time with that always comes in handy. This, of course, in the giant black box, giving you a side profile of the model kit and then a sort of a profile of everything opening here. So there is that, and the other side just a FXXK logo. Oops, I dropped something I want to show you guys. That's not a good thing, right? So, Tamiya offers a few things for this kit from the factory. The first is this photo etch detail set. This is going to run you about $11. It's basically just going to have some vents and some tow hooks and things like that. I'm trying to find this in a way where it's not going to reflect. I don't have my big overhead light on it, so I'm going to get some bad glare here. Apologize for that, guys. But again, it's all just vents, and there's the seatbelt things for these little paper seat belts. Not my material of choice, but it's what they chose to do. It's what they've chosen to do with the last several of their kits. So I mean, it is what it is. I would find seatbelt material before I would try to screw around with those. And then, of course, the other thing that they offered separately was the carbon fiber decal set. There's your little hang tag up there. This is only going to run you $7, so it's about $20 cheaper than any carbon fiber set that say Studio 27 or Scale Motorsports is going to set for you. There is a instruction manual with it. Of course, it tells you how to use the decals or where to use the decals. We talked about this before. Pretty much everything from here up is engine compartment details. Like this is around the electric engine fans, and this is the fenders. And then this through here and down is pretty much the interior, and this down here, of course, be the front end of the car, and then they give you a little bit of extra material down here in case you chip a decal or something like that. So very cool. And then last, and this is something we didn't show in the actual decal video from the other day, is the Studio 27 dress-up yellow line decal set. Now they've, of course, if you watch the Stash Project, you know that they've done 4 different sets of decals for this in this so-called line series. Make sure that you order the right thing, because they're also doing a set of what they're just calling red line, yellow line, white line, where it's just a bunch of lines. It's like pinstriping lines that go from really, really small to really, really wide. So if you're ordering, make sure you order someplace with pictures so that you're ordering the correct object and you don't wind up with just a bunch of pinstriping without any kind of way to build it. This builds one of these 3 cars that are shown here on the back: a red car, a black car, and this sort of medium royal blue car. I'm still really arguing with myself as to which one of these I'm going to build. I kind of like them all the more I've had this decal sheet. There are, if you build, not counting the number 10 car, the presentation decals that are in this model kit, these 3 cars here, there's a white line set, a red line set that each build 2 different cars, and then there's a silver line set that builds 11 different cars. So if you were to buy them all, you could build 19 different FXXK race cars, and that would still only net you 49% of the FXX race cars out there, as they built 40 of them. There's a really cool black and pink one. Don't think we'll actually see that one. There's also a yellow and black one. It's sort of like the inverse of this. That's pretty cool looking as well. Surprised that one didn't get done on the black line. But when you're looking at this, as far as what this yellow line is, it is for, and it's going to unfortunately obliterate part of it here. There's our decals that go from the top of the headlight back, and whatever color that is right there, that's what the line color is considered to be. So this is yellow line because all of these have this I'm trying to see what decal number it actually is, but all of them, I think it's actually this one. These 2 decals here, all of them have these yellow line decals that come back from the headlights. Unfortunately, you can only build 1 car from each of these decal sheets. You do get numbers for all 3, but you end up using up the rest of the decals. I just noticed that there's a hole in this decal sheet right here. I wonder what that was supposed to be. That's interesting. I haven't had these out yet. Well, that's amusing. I'll have to say I got another set coming. I have to see if those are going to be missing them as well. But you get your FXXKs in a number of different colors. The black line, white line, or maybe it's the black line, silver line decals come with enough decals to do 2 cars, but you don't get enough of the little, like the, here's your electric thing, your voltage, your electric voltage warnings for the track workers to know where the battery's located and stuff like that. You don't get enough of those to build 2 cars. Although if you have other decal sets, or that doesn't matter to you, that decal set, you can actually build 2 cars from at the same time. So, yeah, there's that. That covers this video, guys. A little over 25 minutes, but that wasn't too horribly bad. Don't forget to tune in for our last set of acquisitions. That'll be Japanese branded cars, not necessarily Japanese model kit. Well, they're all made by Japanese model manufacturers as I look at them, but primarily we're doing it as being Japanese cars rather than just Japanese makers. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys on the other side.